Hey, this is Grab and Go Advice, and I am at a local Home Depot store, and this is a huge concern. Never in my life did I think that we would be seeing water containers this big. They're so big they hardly fit into my or into the frame of the camera, if you can see that. These are huge. How many gallons are they?
15.
One of these holds 1,500 gallons of water. 1,500 gallons of water. I never in my life thought I'd see anything like this. You know, is this like the end of times or what? Even these ones right there that you see, those two are a little bit smaller than that one. They're probably, I'm guessing, around 800. She thinks the same thing. These are absolutely huge water reservoirs. We are in the middle of the pandemic. This is, we're getting ready to go into August of 2020 in a couple of days. So I'm just letting you know what I'm seeing out here. This truly is worrisome. I have gone on the internet and I've been seeing all of these survival sort of things, videos, ways to get off the grid. People worrying about this pandemic and how it could be more than a pandemic, how it could be the end of time. And there are more cars at this Home Depot than usual. Just going there. Even the lumber supplies straight ahead look like they're a little bit down for their building. But we're going to go back over here, just take a look at these. There's also a little black container right here for water. For the water storage. Looks like a kettle. And right there's the prices. The black one is $3.99, and then the mid-sized right there $9.99, and that large one is $14.49. But these are huge, people. I'm telling you. That large one right there hardly fits into my camera frame in just a second, and I've got it zoomed out like as far as I can. At the top right there, you'll see, I'll zoom in, where it says 1,500 gallons of water. I know that people have been researching lately on how to check and see if they might be on a well and how they could dig up or get a permit from the county to dig up for a well. So I've been seeing a lot of that lately. And again, this is at your local Home Depot. I just wanted to share this with you. I don't know what your views are on the end of time. You know, when you look at the end of times and everything, you're looking at... I've got the camera tilted down so I don't get any kids in the video. Go that way, we'll go around the Home Depot. You know, in the end of times in the Bible, it talks about how you'll see all these different signs and things at the end of times. If you look at the weather, where the seasons are kind of running together, we've been having that going on for at least the past year. I know that last year around the winter time, if you looked around the U.S. in a lot of places, it didn't really feel like winter. Places that normally got a lot of snow didn't hardly get any snow. So this is just a concern. You see people straight ahead, you know, wearing masks. You know, it looks like there's, you know, that there's going to be great famine and great illnesses.
What about morality?
Yeah, the Bible talks about the morals that people will have at the end of time. And we're definitely into that. When you look around and you see what's going on with morals and things like that in our society, we are definitely at that point. When you look at the signs of the weather, when you look at all the signs that are in the Bible that you can find, it looks like we're there. And just seeing these little nothing, they're huge water reservoirs. You know, no one's talking about needing to save up on water. No one is speaking of this.
What about war?
The Bible talks about all these things. What sticks out to you specifically?
So to me, you know, with the U.S., how we're having all these, you know, like the Black Lives Movement. I'm not saying like they're, you know, the end of times, but it's just that there will be so much dissidence within the world and the nation. Like they're causing fires within little communities, and people are fearful. And there are so many things going on with this world: politics, morals, and the weather.
It's true. I mean, if you just look at everything that's going on in this world, it definitely looks like, you know, we have a possibility that that's what could be going on. And I'm telling you, when you're seeing Home Depot, I noticed that Home Depot, before this pandemic got bad, they had a lot of, well, the Home Depot, before this pandemic got bad, if you remember what they did, just park right there in front of these trees. If you remember when this thing, before it got bad, she and I were over at Home Depot, and we're just going to park here for a minute. And what we noticed when we were at Home Depot was they were getting in all of these the N190?
Yes.
The N190.
N195.
N195 masks. And that was before people needed them. They just started getting them in, and you had only heard a little bit about this pandemic on the news. Just very little. We also saw that they had what looked like hazmat suits at Home Depot. I think that they were more for painters, but, you know, things that you could put on and drape over your clothes. I had never seen so many of those. It just reminded me of going to a clothing store and you see rows and rows of blue jeans. They had lots of those. Not that many, but a lot. They had masks. They had all kinds of masks. They even had like the regular masks that, bear with me here, people. I've got to put my seatbelt on. Just hold it like that. Thank you. They were getting the regular masks in, all kinds of masks. And no matter what I've ever seen before at Home Depot, and I've seen people like doing painting projects, all kinds of things, and I have never seen the amount of masks being sold. So now we're over here at Home Depot and we're seeing these big water tanks.
There also says in the Bible, you know, there will be events with the moons, like the moon, something with like guillotines. And I believe, some people believe like the chakra law or the blue law. You know, so there are various things, but basically all this is saying is it's going to get really bad before Jesus comes. And no one knows when he will come. I mean, you can't just say, oh, he'll be here tomorrow. No.
Or Christmas or anything like that. We don't know.
No one knows the time or hour. He'll be a thief in the night.
spiritually, we should always be ready for whenever Jesus comes back. Yeah, I mean, we should just be ready for that second coming. But I'm just pointing out, looking at this stuff with this pandemic, if it's not a holy religious thing that's going on, there is something else that's going on. That's for certain. There is something really big going on. That just really worries me about seeing those water tanks. It really does. I mean, that's a huge concern. Also, right now, if you see that over there, that's a homeless person's cart. I'm not quite sure where the homeless person went, but that's some of their stuff. We've seen a couple of homeless people in this parking lot. All right, we're just gonna stop right here for a second and finish up this video. The thing is, people, be ready. Just, always be ready. And if you're not saved, you should look at talking to someone and see how you might could get saved. I'm not saying that this is the end of time, but hey, we don't know. And the Bible clearly says that. It says no one knows the day, the time, nor the hour. But even if it's not a spiritual thing, having your faith in everything will help you get through this pandemic. And honestly, Home Depot getting those supplies before they sold out like crazy of everything. So Home Depot also had massive amounts of hand sanitizer, the one that I went to. I was like, this was before this thing hit. And I remember, being in there and I'm looking at all this hand sanitizer and I'm thinking, wow, I guess construction workers are starting to buy mounds and mounds of hand sanitizer, because it was looked like a half a gallon or a gallon of hand sanitizer. And there were a lot of those things. And then once this thing took off on the news a few weeks later, I called that very Home Depot. Hey, do you have any masks? Any. Doesn't matter what kind. Do you have any hand sanitizer? And it was nope, 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 nope. And right straight ahead, stop. Right there at that Bed Bath & Body Works is the only place that I could find hand sanitizer. And guess what? They were price gouging that hand sanitizer. It went up. People were going in there, and rather than looking for the scent that you like, people were just grabbing what they had. And they had a limit. I think we could only get 5. It was just a few. And so I called other people I knew and I told them they needed to get in there and get some, because you couldn't find hand sanitizer anywhere. But just remember, Home Depot got these things in before we were having the need for them. Whatever tip-off that company had, if they had one, or if it was just good intuition, and now we're seeing water reservoirs. All right. I don't know what's going on, but take care. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do. Spread peace, spread love, spread happiness. You got this.